for watching the recording. And today, let's go weird. Ask me weird questions. Normally, you ask normal questions like, my visa is taking long, and what do I need to bring my family here, all that. Those are good questions, but let's not do that today. Let's go weird. For the one of you who's already watching, thank you for being here. It's like one-on-one consultation. Usually it takes like a minute or two before other people start joining and asking questions. So of course, if you have a question now, go for it. Weird question though. And when people start joining more, guys, please today do some weird questions. Weird. The weirdest you can think of. Should be ideally related to the Czech Republic in some way, but necessarily doesn't have to. Isaac Yusuf, hey Isaac, thank you very much for joining. One-on-one, yes, but now it's 3-on-1 or 1-on-3 or whatever. You are now more than me in numbers. But I'll fight you. Let's go weird. Let's go weird, guys. Weird questions, please. Only weird questions today. And this is an iced coffee, but coffee which is decaf. And that's the weirdest combination you can get, but it's night, so that's good. Okay, 4 of you. Good, good, guys. Some weird questions, please. We'll see if more people join. If not, and you don't ask any weird questions, this will be a very weird and short live stream. So let's hope people start asking weird questions. The weird is important now. Danny, hello sir, I just want to ask, if I appeal, how many months will it take to know the result? That's not weird. That's not weird question, guys. Try something weirder. But okay, I'll at least reply in a weird way. If you make an appeal, it depends. Usually it's not fast. It might take weeks or months, sometimes even longer. Depends on what was the reason for the denial. It depends on how you wrote the appeal, all that. If I should say something, that would be a couple weeks to couple months. Wasim Yahuni. Guys, today is a weird live stream. Please ask some weird questions. Weird ass questions. Not just like, how can I get my visa? You can ask that the next time and I'll be happy to answer that. But today I'm feeling weird. So please, let's do weird stuff here today. I'll be replying everything, but you know, come on guys. Enjoy this world while we can. Wasim Yahuni, is it true that international bank cards are needed for long-term visa with the bank statement, or the visa will be rejected? Yes and no. Well, you need to have enough money and you need to be able to use it in the Czech Republic. So if you don't have a card, you cannot use the money in the Czech Republic and the visa will potentially be denied. But if you have a card which you can use here, or if you, cash doesn't work, but yeah, generally you need to have a card because you need to be able to use the money. If you have the money somewhere like under your bed, that's not gonna help you in the Czech Republic if your leg is broken and you need to pay for the ambulance to take you to the hospital, which doesn't happen, but you get the point. Anyway, weird questions, guys, please. Let's do weird stuff here today. Demax, I'm here after a long time. Do you remember me? If I saw you and if I spoke to you, probably yes. But based on the nickname, it kind of is somewhere. But no, I don't remember exactly what was your case. Try to give me a hint. Give me a hint, the Max. I pranked you once about the work permit scams that happened in India. There was some prank, yes. There was some prank. I remember something. But for my defense, I do these live streams twice a week. I've done like 500 videos and it's always like tens of people here in total. So cut me a bit of slack, please. But I remember someone who pranked me. I don't remember the details, but I remember it was funny. I remember the feeling. So thank you so much, sir. You're welcome, Danny. Guys, let's get weird. Weird questions. Something like weird you would like to know about the Czech Republic, or something weird you would like to share about the Czech Republic, or anything. Lito Nalom 1985. 120 days before apply employment card renewal possible MOI. That's a weird question, but not that much weird. But yeah, for an employee card, I think it's 120 days in advance. 900 days for sure. 90 days for sure. 120 I'm pretty sure as well. Because it kind of depends on the type of visa might be, or residence permit might be different. But I think it's 120 days for an employee card. The max, that was actually me. So try pranking me again. Probably not today because I will be cautious, but the next time. And maybe tell me what you do, the Max, because that sounds like music industry or whatever. The Max. The Max. Okay. So far, the only one weird here is me. So, guys, please do better. Ask some weird questions. Nope. You're not getting weirder today. Okay. I pretended to have been scammed with work permit in India, but it had been a long time the follower of your... Yeah, okay, yeah. Because I talk about it every single live stream, that people come here and, sir, I got a work permit, but I cannot get an appointment. What should I do? How can I get an appointment? And I sometimes get already like, not pissed, you know, that's not like the correct way to put it, but like I explain the same thing every time, and there are still people like falling for the scam. So yes, that could prank me pretty well, yes. Isaac Yusuf, are you gonna answer your question above? Did I not answer that? I don't see any question of yours, Isaac. The only thing I see from you is hi, one-on-one, nothing else there. So that's the weird question. And you're asking me to answer a question which you didn't write. The Max, yes, I do music. I'm DJ and a music producer. And now you call me the wise man. Good. What kind of music do you do? What kind of music do you produce? Do you have singers with such a beautiful voice as mine? Do you? So, more questions? Guys, this is a weird live stream today on purpose. But so far, there have not been any weird questions yet. So, get inside. Electronic music. Okay. All right. I'm already vibing. And if you wanted to ask, no, I'm not drunk. I interned in Prague and DJed in the company for an event. Okay. And where are you from? From India? Yeah, that's cool. We had a client who was a DJ as well, but I think he was Australian. And he played in one of the weirdest clubs in the Czech Republic, or Prague at least, in Holešovice. So, yeah, must be a very interesting life. Like making people dance every night, sleeping the whole day. Guys, weird questions, please. Weird questions about the Czech Republic, or moving here, living here, about myself, about anything else, but only weird. Today is restricted to weird only. Yeah, and Again, I'm not drunk. This is a decaf coffee actually. I just wanted to do something different today, so I hoped you would be a bit more creative though. The next years from India, but living in France, finished my master's in France, and currently job hunting with no luck. I wanted to say that I could connect you to one of our other clients because he's an Indian and he's living in France as well. And now we're getting him visa for the Czech Republic. He applied for his business visa 3 weeks ago, something like that. I don't remember. I'm lost in time a bit sometimes, but not that long ago. He was able to find a job here, but like as a freelancer. But I cannot really connect you because A, I don't have your contact details, and B, I cannot share his contact details without his consent anyway. So, anyway, Isaac. Sorry, mine is not weird. Okay, that's already boring. My wife is on a long-term residence permit and recently got a job. Should she report it to the MOI considering she does not intend to switch to the employee card? Answer weirdly. She does not have to report anything if she's under family reunification. Then her purpose of stay is being with you. So she only needs to report changes in that regards, meaning if you get divorced or she gets a second husband or something like that, but she doesn't have to report anything regarding jobs. I hope you understand. Inspire Insight RK. Hello Jan, how many jobs student can do in Czech? Depends. There are the same rules as for Czech citizens. So you can work even full-time or full-time plus something. You can have more jobs, but you still need to fulfill the purpose of your stay, which is study. So that's kind of the more important is that you still manage to study. And then if you can do some jobs, that's up to you. Manpreet3341. Hello sir, my appointment date is 24 June, but I don't know which documents submit in the embassy or translation PCCS. That's kind of late to ask. Okay, so that's a weird question. You have an appointment in 5 days and you don't know what documents you need for that. That's weird. Yes. Well, it's hard to say what kind of documents you need to have because I don't know what visa will you be applying for or residence permit you will be applying for. But if you go to I'll be happy to answer it here in a weird way because today is a weird live stream. But you can go to my channel and just search for the type of visa you're applying for. So either student visa, Czech Republic, or business visa, or an employee card or whatever. And you can find me talking there about all the different requirements, what the documents should look like and all that. The max, aren't business visa hard to Czech Republic for Indians or is it easier in Dresden? Now, there are two perspectives. One, if you want to apply in India, that's almost impossible. Not exactly, but there are quotas for how many people can apply yearly. In India, it's, I believe, 8 people from India can apply yearly for a business visa. So that's already like a bit complicated to get one. So if you are in Europe and you can apply in Dresden, there is no limitation like that. So you have some chances. So that's one thing. Second thing is the actual business plan. And that's even worse. Which means that if you want to get the visa, you need to have a solid reason to be in the Czech Republic, solid business plan, connections to the Czech Republic, clients in the Czech Republic. So yes, it is complicated. But on the other hand, if you're already in Europe and you've been living here for some time and it's kind of clear that you're not applying for a Czech visa just to get to Europe for better life, then you're in better position than if you're in India. Because if you're in India, you're screwed twice. First, the business plan. Second, the quotas. For the new of you come in, today is on purpose a weird live stream. So I'm expecting only weird questions today. I answer them weirdly. Vivian Varghese, hey Jan, how are you? I am good. How are you? Tell me more about your day. Tell me more about pickles. The Max. Okay, weird question. Oh, finally we're getting somewhere. If I adopt a pet from the Czech Republic, can I get a family reunification visa because the pet is from the Czech Republic? Okay, that's a weird question, but a solid one. Because Czech animals have Czech passports, like pet passports, and like vaccination passports, all that, not normal passports. So that's actually a legit question, but the thing is, if you just adopt the animal, let's say a dog or whatever, that does not work because you're not like a close family member. You need to get married to the pet, and if you get married to the pet and the pet has a Czech passport, you can get a family reunification visa based on that. Manpreet 3341 9-month seasonal visa work. Okay, so generally we don't do that because that's the biggest scam in the whole immigration, seasonal work visa. But generally, application form, passport size photos, proof of accommodation, documents on the purpose of your stay, which would be your employment contract and the confirmation from labor office that you can work, and then a criminal check, the PCC with apostille, translation into Czech, and potentially some education proofs if the position requires. This would be briefly what you need. And I'm pretty sure that if this is your first live stream you see with me, you're never coming back. Anyway, Vivian, is it a weird question? I had applied for an appointment on last Wednesday embassy opening from India, but did not get any responses yet. All of my friends who applied on the same day already got automatic replies. Well, the thing is, it depends if you send the email to the correct email address and after they opened the applications, not before. And then usually all the spots are taken within a minute maximum. Closer we get to September, that can be within seconds. So usually if you send the email like 1 second late, you already are not getting an appointment. And then it depends. Sometimes they send you immediately an answer saying that you didn't get the appointment. Sometimes they change it later. Sometimes I guess they might not send you anything, but that's weird. I would be looking for some error there if you didn't receive any reply. But maybe that's good. Maybe we'll get an appointment. So fingers crossed. All the fingers crossed for you. You see? I'm crossing all my fingers for you. The Max. Does Czech Republic have 1 year master's degree with job search visa later, or is that only for 2 years master's? I don't think that we have 1 year's master's. I at least have not heard of that. Potentially like a combination if you do 1 year somewhere else and then you just finish the master's here, but you would need to get a Czech diploma. So that might be a bit weird or a bit difficult to get. We hardly get date in Ghana. Well, dating is difficult everywhere, you know. I don't know much about Ghanaian girls and how or boys. I don't know if you're a girl or a boy, but dating is difficult everywhere. So if you're hardly getting any dates, then maybe you can try exercising, like build bigger muscles, or like build on your work on your personality, or like emotional intelligence, all these kind of things, and maybe we'll get more dates. Vivian, I had got an automatic reply saying that the application has been accepted. Didn't get any further updates. Well, if it's first Wednesday which was like 10 days ago or something. Hard to say if we will still receive a reply or not, but let me know. Let me know how it worked out. Aryan Singh, how much funds we need to show for a student visa? I have taken an education loan and bank will cover my tuition fees and accommodation. Other than that, now how much funds I need to show? Today's live stream, guys, is about weird questions and weird comments on the questions, weird replies. So please, weird questions only. But I'll reply this as well, of course. So, student visa, 120,000 crowns in your bank account or equivalent in your local currency. Cantonatech, you will send email but no response. Well, maybe, if you're trying to get a date, might be easier just to go to some lady on the street and like speak with them directly. Because if you try to send an email to a lady, they don't often react to that well, like from the perspective of getting a date. It's usually easier to speak with them like on the street or in a bar, it's better. Vivian, literally mine also, all fingers crossed, hoping for good positive responses. Yeah, all fingers, and I'm doing the same here, all the fingers are crossed. Apna Ada 23, how can I get PCC in Czech? Like Czech PCC or PCC translated into Czech? What's the question? Anyway. Vivian, do we need to show financial documents for employee card submission from India? No, you don't need to, because your financial proof is your employment contract, where the employer says they will pay you money, and that's enough. Manpreet, where can I translate my PCC? Is it compulsory? And also, I need funds. Generally, no, for employment related. You don't need to prove any funds, but you definitely need to get a translation of the PCC. Generally, you should send it to the Czech Republic, get it translated here by an official translator, and then send it back to you, which will probably not be possible within the deadline you have. Because there used to be translators in India who could translate officially, but not anymore, as far as I'm aware. Danica, hey, I'm in Czech right now. Where in Czech are you? Are from? Zdraví. I'm from my mama. I'm here. Jose Monkey, find me. Or whatever that is, that guy. Now, if you can find me, you can stop by and we can have a coffee together. But you need to be fast because I will be sleeping at 10 already. Cantona, I just want to give up because priority should be given to students. It's for you as a student, it sounds like a priority. For people who are not students, their priority should be given to employees. For blue card applicants, the priority should be like highly skilled job seekers or like employees, let's say. For business people, the priority should be business people. So I don't think the Czech Republic sees that way. Czech Republic has their own priorities. But of course, like this is a weird live stream, so I'm kind of like making fun of that. But yes, that's just how it is. Like people are not getting appointments, especially in Africa and in most Asian countries, because that's politics mostly and also some security concerns, let's say. The Max, another weird question. The Max is the only one understanding the assignment today. Let's see the weird question. Another weird question, or maybe a bit serious too. Okay, so maybe I got too excited. The Czech Republic is only making things for top English-speaking countries or Ukrainians, but for Asians, Africans, and India, it's more hard. Weird. Well, weird and not weird, It's not much of a weird question, but maybe a bit. Two things. One is politics, and it depends on what countries the Czech Republic wants to have good or has already good political relationships with. So obviously we want to be friends with America. America, the greatest. Make America great again. Anyway, that's going well, I think. Anyway, so yeah, obviously we want to be friends with them, but we don't really need to be friends with like Nigeria, you know? And I'm not speaking now from my perspective, but from the perspective of the Czech government. So that's one thing. Another thing is that when an American is coming here, they're probably not coming here to seek a better life. And they are probably genuine about their application and their intentions. If someone from Africa or some Asian countries are coming here, they are often seeking a better life, and they're often willing to do illegal stuff, get fake documents, get like fake applications. So there are some security concerns as well. Also, we don't have like American mafia in the Czech Republic, but we have Vietnamese mafia in the Czech Republic. So, you know, there are more things. It's not just like we don't want Africans here, but there are things behind that. Aryan Singh, I have followed your instructions on how to book an appointment and I got it in my first attempt. Thank you very much, Jan. Guys, you see that this is not a weird question, but that's perfect. Congratulations, Aryan. Congratulations, Aryan. Apna Ada, Czech PCC, generally, if you need it just for a Czech Republic, then you can get it at any checkpoint, generally post office. If not, then there is one place called Rejstřík trestu where you can go and get it there. Danica, where in Czech are you from? I'm in Prague. Prague 2 right now. Anyway, Dorzilla. Oh no, I'm late. Yes, you are. But today is a weird live stream. So if you have a weird question, ask. And I'll answer it weirdly as well. Fuck. Almost spilled my coffee, but my reflexes are Spider-Man good. Anyway, for those of you who are coming newly, this must be a very weird live stream, and that's good, because that is. Today is that on purpose. Do we have any sources to do the translations in Czech? We do. Now, getting the translation done in the Czech Republic is easy because there are official translators behind every corner. You just like look behind the corner and there's a translator and they can translate it. That's literally like that. Almost more translators than we have peanuts. True. Tanay Prabhavalkar. Hello, how are you? What country you from? What country you from? Czech Republic, Czech Republic. I'm from Czech Republic. The Max. Is move to Prague hiring? Or will you partner with recruiting companies to help expat in job search and visa process more easier? Generally, we don't help with finding jobs. Because for those of you who let's put it this way. For some nationalities, even if you find a job, you're not gonna get here, you know. And that's where usually the scams happen when people come here and say, "Hey, I have a work permit and I just cannot get an appointment. Can you help me just get an appointment?" That's not happening because there are quotas, and even if you find a job, you will not get a visa based on that. So for these nationalities, I don't see like point in that, like helping you find a job if we know that you will not be able to use the job anyway. So that's one thing. Second, finding jobs is completely different type of business. You need to have different like certifications. You need to have like different contacts, connections. It's like completely different thing than what we do. And for those like who, if you don't have a job, also the process will take like months or years. Even if we were looking for a job for you, find an employer, go through the like hiring process, all that. And I don't really want to work with someone like for 2 years on one application. I want to work with people forever, like from the first visa to residence permit, permanent residency until they get their citizenship. And then we'll be working like visas for their kids and grandkids. Yes. but not like work in one case, like to even get you here, which takes 2 years. You could have moved to a different country by then, and you might like come from the other side to the Czech Republic. That's, makes not much sense. And if Move to Prague is hiring, actually we've just hired recently three new people. So we have now 3 new colleagues. So we were hiring. What is this life about? I mean, this life is about living your best life, doing the best you can, being nice to people who kind of you're supposed to be nice to, or you feel like being nice to, and be not that nice to people who mean hurt to you, and having fun, traveling. All this is the life about. Now, the live stream is about immigration to the Czech Republic or living in the Czech Republic, but today is reserved for weird questions only and weird replies only. Sadiq Amin, is Czech good for computer science student? I think so. I think we have one good university for that, which would be the Czech Technical University. Muzamil Ahmed, hello. My weird question is, okay, that sounds promising. How you are from Czech but still are so funny? Okay. Okay, I like that. Not so cold like most of Czech people, lol. I hope you get what I mean. Yeah, you're racist, man. Okay, that's a weird question. I don't know. Like, Czech people are funny as well. It's just takes them time to show you the funny part of them. And yeah, I'm weird, I think, so that's why. And I'm happy you find this funny. YK Creative, pause this live for 10 minutes. Otherwise, your account will be banned. Wow, scared. Pause this live for 10 minutes. And I should pause it because I'm consuming too much of electricity, or what is the reason of pausing it for 10 minutes? And then can I come back after the 10 minutes, or it has to be like paused for longer period of time? YK Creative, please explain. Please explain what will happen to my account if I don't pause it for 10 minutes. Please. Okay. Wow, so many comments. Are you a bot? Anyway, Liton Alom, 1985. 5 years continue, live in Czech Republic, get permanent residency. Yes. Generally, yes. Not if you're a student. Then all your years count as half. Dorzilla, weird question. Okay. Are Czech people really snobs? Heard from my co-applicants that most Czechs are. Only people living in Prague. Now, let's put it this way. Like, if you live in Brno, you cannot really be a snob because, like, Brno, So, only people in Prague. And especially those in Prague, too. That's the worst. Those are all these, like, look at me, I bought a croissant for 370 crowns because I can. So, yeah, in Vinohrady, yes. In Brno, no. Tanay, do you understand all Slavic languages? Just curious. That's a weird thing to be curious about, which is good because this is a weird live stream. Anyway, well, not really like everything, but Czech is very, very close to Slovak. Czech and Slovak, yes. Ukrainian is very close to Czech. It might be a bit confusing, but yes, we can get roughly what the other party is saying. Russian is different. Might sound similar, but it's different. So not really. If you haven't studied Russian, you don't really understand. And then kind of Serbian or stuff like that. Not really. Or yeah, so not really. You might get the idea behind the language, but not really. And if you're asking me personally, I do speak Russian, so I understand Russian as well, a bit more, Ukrainian as well. So then also Belarusian potentially and stuff. So yeah, but not if you speak Czech, that doesn't mean that you automatically speak all the other languages or understand. Truth for you. The best option one could avail to immigrate to Czech Republic. The best option would be, as I answered before, marry a Czech pet. If you marry a Czech cat or a dog or a hamster, you can get a PR instantly. So first family reunification, but then PR. So that would be the best option. Second best option would be marrying a Czech citizen, like a person, but that's not that fun. YK Creative, pause this live for 10 minutes, otherwise your account will be banned. Wow, again, he strikes again. He will ban my account forever if I don't pause it for 10 minutes. But I wonder what would happen in those 10 minutes. If I pause the live stream, what will you be doing the 10 minutes? If I pause it, can you hack my... You cannot hack my iPhone, right? iPhones are unhackable. So, what will you do in the pause? And can I unpause it after the 10 minutes? What happens? Do I enter a different universe? Or what's gonna happen in and after the 15 minutes? Please, YK Creative, explain more. I'm curious. Let me know. What will you do to my account? But mind that you first said that 10 minutes ago and I'm still active and not banned. So, check your clock before you make statements like this. Anyway, Valiant Tor, if you sneak into Disneyland, should they let you stay if you get caught? And once you've been caught, should they give you meal money and let you ride rides for free? Well, that's a good question. Okay, now you understood the assignment. Okay, so if you sneak into Disneyland, I would say it depends on the policy of the Disneyland. Because yes, generally it might be fun, and if you sneak there, if you sneak in without paying, they could give you something as a reward, and I can imagine that being pretty interesting marketing strategy. On the other hand, if all the people are trying to sneak in without paying, it would not be sustainable for a long period of time, I think. So from the business perspective, I would do it as a hidden thing that you can only get this information 20 people a year can get this information, that if you sneak into the Disneyland, you will get to all the attractions for free and you get free meals or meal money. So I would do that. I would do it for a small community of people, ninjas or something like that. True for you. The best option you could avail, I've just answered that about marrying the cat. Channel 2, bro, you got married. Now, that's a weird question. Now, I'm not married. I didn't marry a cat. I didn't marry a god. I didn't marry a god. I didn't marry a dog, and I didn't get married to a hamster. So no, I'm still single. Channel 2, if you're interested, send me 2 million crowns to my account, and then we can talk marriage. I hope the Czech Secret Service doesn't watch this, because they could think that I'm offering you money to get married and get a visa, which is not what I'm doing. I'm asking you to pay 2 million crowns to date me. Anyway, the Max. In one live stream, you said to someone that, quote unquote, that if you wanna come to Czech Republic to work in kebab shop in Prague 9, you won't get visa. But I like kebab shops in Prague 9. Justice to Prague 9. Yeah, please, that's very discriminative. Because if you go to work in kebab shop in Prague 8 or 7, that's gonna be better for your visa. So it's very discriminatory towards Prague 9. So if you can, if you have the capacity, if you can do that, please march in the streets, have banners, organize people, organize protests, and equal rights to all kebab shops all around Prague. Go kebab. Here another weird question. I heard that drinking beer will give us a pot belly. Okay, well, I cannot show that because I think YouTube would ban me, but I have six-pack, so I don't know. But I also don't drink beer, so maybe those two might be related. Do you also speak Polish? Very well. Now, Polish, not really. But people who live in Silesia, in the like east north part of Republic, their language is mixture of Polish and Czech, and Czechs don't understand them, so they can speak Polish better than Czech, I think. Is Czech Republic Slavic? Yep, true, that's correct. How do you pronounce České Budějovice? This way. České Budějovice. But no one pronounced that because no one really like goes there, you know, and no one really talks about České Budějovice, so why would you pronounce it, you know? The same way as you don't really pronounce Brno, only if you want to like talk about the big, you know. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just Google big black net something in Brno and it will show you that's a real thing. And also horse dick. Google that as well. That's all in Brno. That's all they have, like dicks. Big. Good for them. Weird. Let's move on. Anyway. Is there any update for digital nomads, freelancers in terms of residence, temporary, for PR? Not really. Not really. Step by step, you know. Now we are applying with the first clients for the residence permit for 2 years. And then we'll do extension in 2 years, and then we'll see if they can get PR, how. So it goes slowly, but steadily. We'll get there. Just give us time. 5 years, roughly. What is the basic language one should know when getting ready to travel to Czech? We usually, like, if you, like, this is one of the common misunderstandings. That's also why people think that Czechs are cold and we're not funny and anything. Because we usually, if you want to be good friends with us, you need to speak bird. You know, so we don't talk like this. Hey, kámo, jak se máš? Co jsi dělal včera? Měl jsi nějaký zájezd nebo něco takového, kámo, pojď se mnou. We don't talk like this. You know, we don't use Czech with friends. English, of course not. You only use English with like, yeah, I don't know what to say. Anyway, but if Czechs talk about like among each other, let's say, and in a friendly way, they use bird language. So we do like, we do this, and that's how you know that you are like in good terms with Czechs. So definitely the bird language would be what to learn first, for sure. Valiantor, too many weird things happening around the world. I guess the only thing left is for the ETs to reveal themselves. Then every single piece of toilet paper on the planet will be gone. Like everyone will be shitting themselves. But I'm also an IT. I'm not IT. I'm ET. Call home. And you just seen me. Here I am. Okay. Next question. Is there any update? I just answered that. Like and subscribe. Thank you very much. I'm guessing you're regretting your decision already. Anyway, I'm enjoying this today, guys. Thank you for your replies and time. It was very informative. Looking forward for more sessions. I'm not sure if this is a joke from your side and you're pranking me as well, or if you really got something out of this live stream. But either way, I'm happy you're here and that you liked and subscribed. Namex. Okay, answer weirdly. What can an Indian with French job search for 2 years? Come to the Czech Republic to work and convince companies. Or if my online Czech girlfriend work. Well, if you have a Czech girlfriend, that changes everything. She just needs to be making enough money to for both of you, like for her to be your sugar mama, and then you can get a partnership visa and like you can live here. So if you have a Czech girlfriend, that's great. If you're looking for jobs, you need to be bringing something to the table, something that Czechs don't have. So usually it's like highly skilled, like software developers or like managers or some like specialists that are hard to get in the Czech Republic. That would help. Well, the Max, come on, man. Let me have this. You know, E.T. is an alien, not a robot. I know that. How I do like an alien on a live stream, you know, like, would this be a better alien? So I did a robot. Yeah, punch me in the face, man. Why do you actually do this visa expert thingy when there are literally 0 to no options for Czech residency immigration? Don't you have a real job? Like it's just time pass for you. That's a weird question. I like that. You might be serious about the question, but yeah, I'm not sure if to answer it weirdly because that's already weird enough. Don't you have a real job? Anyway, well, there are just some countries for which or for whose citizen it's difficult to get visas. There are other countries for which it's not that complicated, but still complicated enough for them not to do it themselves. So that's where we come in. We don't take cases where we know it's not gonna work, but we take the cases where we have pretty high chances of success. So, not that weird answer to pretty weird question. 50 minutes, guys. I usually do like 20, 30 or 40 if I stretch it, really. 50 minutes of this weird live stream is what I was hoping for. So thank you very much, guys, for being here, enjoying this weird show with me, and contributing to this weird show as well. If you have some like last weird questions, let's do that. But when it hits 50 minutes of live stream, I'll go home and sleep. The Max. Let's all take a moment and salute Mistrian and congratulate for having to go through complicated Czech immigration process and working hard for us. Thank you, guys. Babaria Jalpan, I'm from India. I always watch your video. Thank you very much. I'm hoping it helps you. Some people said that they followed my instructions and they got their appointment on the first try. So that's how you do it. How old are you? Guess. I'll make you guess. It's between 0 and 100. So you have 3 tries and then I'll reveal that before I go. I've applied for long-term student visa awaiting decision. My appointment was on 3rd. If the appointment was on 3rd, most likely it's not even in the Czech Republic yet and no one's working on that. So now the time is running and nothing's happening with your application. It will most likely take more and more weeks, potentially months. Yes. Channel 2. I use your instructions and got appointment and already submitted application, so hope I will get it. Guys, are you the second one or you're the same one who said that before? Because if you're a second one, channel 2, that might be the second one, that would be amazing. If you're the first one, it's great that you brought it up again. Thank you. So any guesses about my age? You asked the question and you don't even guess. What's that? Between 30 to 35. Okay, you narrowed it down. But I tell you, nope, 65. Yes, you're closer. You're closer. I look good for my age. I may use your instructions and marry a pet for family reunification. Please do. Please do. Please do. 69. Sorry guys, that was very inappropriate. But I think 69 was there on purpose anyway, so it was already inappropriate from your side. So no, it's not between 30 to 35, it's not 65, and it's not 69. OMG, do you mean it would take more than 3 months? It could. The ministry does not care. Even though there are some time limits given by the law, by the immigration law, saying you have to make decision about this visa within 60 days, they don't care. Sometimes they do it within the deadline, sometimes they don't. Dorzila, okay, you came back after half an hour just to say like 50. Okay, man, thank you. 48, sorry bro, 28. Channel 2 needs some assistance and wants some discount, so he's going down with the guest. That's great. And guys, we have a winner, if I'm not mistaken. Babaria Jalpan is correct. That's a very good guess, unless you googled me or like ChatGPT'd me and it says there, but yeah. Looks you're in 30s or 20s or 10s or 0s or 70s. That's a good guess. Very close range. I'm here listening the entire time, so you just waited to insult me. Okay, that's better. Okay. Why not married, bro, at 37? Any plan? Not really. Honestly, I'm doing what I want. I'm enjoying the life I can. I'm building the company. I'm like exercising a lot. I jump out of airplanes. I like run races. I do very like crazy stuff and I'm enjoying that. So I'm not planning on settling down, on getting married, having 3 kids anytime soon. Not saying it might not happen at some point, but definitely not anytime soon. Luckily, I don't need to give birth, so it's a bit easier for me. Huma Orol for 39. We already discovered or uncovered my age. You can still, guys, keep guessing, but we already know how old I am, how young I am. Anyway, good evening, sir. James. Good evening, James. Thank you for joining. Weird questions only today. Planet Groove. Would student mode help in the facilitation of visa approval? It could. Potentially, it could. Channel 2. Inspired by you, bro. This is a weird live stream. So I'm not sure if like that's real or not. If it's real, then I'm happy to hear that. If that's a prank, I'm happy to hear that as well. So either way, you're good, man. The max, by the time Jan figures every corners of Czech immigration, he'd be over 60, sadly. Fuck you, man. What is that supposed to mean? Anyway, my name is Jan, and immigration is really like calm and like very not having any stress in this field. My name is Jan and I'm 12 years old. You know the joke, you know? So anyway, is there any loophole to get my decision from Ministry of Affairs? Well, from Ministry of Affairs, probably not, because the decision is made by the Ministry of the Interior, not by Ministry of Foreign Affairs. But loophole, not really. Like, you have to wait. Then there are some steps you can take if you been waiting past the legal deadline, but still it does not really help much. So just be patient and wait. We win. What's the most unusual food you've ever tried in the Czech Republic? I don't want to say that. Like, I mean, I've had snail caviar. I don't even remember that. I just remember that it was like what I had, and that's weird. Um, but yeah, I guess that's the weirdest. That's the first thing that comes to mind. Hung Nguyen Phi. Hey, thank you very much for joining. The max I meant to check immigration is that it's very, very complicated and confusing, would take decades to figure out. Yeah, you're not making it better, man. But the truth is, I've been doing this for 13 years and I know a lot. And it's not easy to like surprise me with some question or something we've never done before or something I didn't know, but it still happens. It still happens. Sometimes people come up with something that I've never heard of or never done before, or I just don't know the answer. So it happens, yeah. But, oh, guys, one thing, we've just introduced a new podcast when me and Daria, who is the co-owner of Move to Prague and co-founder of Move to Prague as well, we do this kind of weird shit on camera. So if you go to YouTube to Move to Prague, to our like company's channel, the last video there is the podcast where you can see us like talking to microphones and all the official shit. And we talk like about our clients, about our experience. We share like funny stories. It's very interesting, and there will be more episodes coming. So please check it out. It's called Borderline Czech, and we also do have it just in like audio version in the Green Wursts from Germany. What is it called? Spotify. So we do have it there as well. But if you're on YouTube already, go to our Move to Prague main channel, or also go to like one of my previous videos, because I introduced the podcast there, and there is a direct link to that episode as well. So go check it out and let me know how it was, because I think it's pretty funny, pretty entertaining, pretty like packed with knowledge, a mixture between normal me when I talk like very serious stuff about very serious Czech immigration, and about this live stream where I'm like, So check it out. Anyway, Channel 2 consort said at the time of interview at embassy you will get the update probably in 3 to 45 days, and gave me a receipt with application number for tracking to portal. Yeah, so see if that's the number is already appearing in the system, because it usually takes sometimes 2-3 weeks to even reach the Czech Republic. Dorzilla, it's my 45-day today, and every day I'm checking their website and still shows is being processed. Yeah. You're not doing yourself a very good service if you're checking every day, because it only stresses you out, I believe. So just like leave it be. Once you get approved, you will anyway hear from the embassy first. So I would just leave it to that. Don't stress yourself out if you don't have to. Kinneret, Mr. Jan, I would like to ask important thing. Today is not about important things, today is about weird things, but I'll do my best. Mr. Jan, I will explain it short and clear. I will register myself as a different address from my application address in 3 days registering process. Would it be a big problem? I would not do that. I would not do that because generally you should register with the address you used for the process. So if you can do that, do that. And then change the address with the Ministry of the Interior, all that. But I would not risk registering at the foreign police with a different address than what you used for your application. Okay, guys. Planet Groove will be the last thing I react on, a question or whatever, because it's 1 hour and I really need to go to piss. I cannot hold it anymore, and you don't want to see that on live. So I'll just finish these questions and I'll be going. How Hello, Sevik. I'm wondering, once we've reached a total of 5 years living here, how should we proceed with PR application? Should we apply within the valid period of our long-term residence permit? That's for sure. If you've just reached 5 years and your residence permit is expiring, you need to apply for extension and then apply for the permanent residency. Permanent residency does not give you the right to get a bridging visa, so if you don't apply for extension of your current residence permit, bye-bye. Planet Groove. I got accepted to Masaryk University and I already submitted my visa application. I got the appointment. No, sorry. It's in capitals. It's in capitals. I got accepted to Masaryk University and already submitted my visa application. I got the appointment through the university, and thus filling out unnecessary fields affect the application. Depends on what you wrote there. If you wrote there like, I hate the Czech Republic, this was unnecessary field, but I wanted to tell you, probably yes, that would influence your application. That if you filled in some fields which you don't necessarily need to fill in and you didn't write there anything bad, why not? Hey, I'm from Liberty City, New York. Hello. Send in my love or thoughts or coins to Liberty City. Dorzilla, it does. Stressed and frustrated every time, and I get the same result. Well, I think it was Albert Einstein who said, if you're doing the same thing every time and you expect a different result, and you can continue the quotation with your own interpretation, but yeah, just don't do that. Just wait for the embassy. Don't stress yourself out. I think the process has been stressful enough anyway, so yeah. I also filled it in English. That's not good. It should be in Czech, but usually for, let's say, student visa application, there is not much you could like mess up. And I'm finishing with channel 2. Like the stream before Sir sleeps. I love that. Please like the stream before Sir Jan sleeps. Otherwise, Sir Jan will not sleep good, and Sir Jan will not do any more live streams. Okay, guys, thank you very much for being here. I really enjoyed the live stream. It's been 62 minutes full of fun, weirdness, and laugh. So thank you very much for being here. The next live stream will be probably a bit more serious again, or maybe I will do this because I really like that. So thank you guys for being here, for contributing, and good night, and see you again Monday, Thursday, until the end of the world. Bye-bye.